For the first step of this taper fade, I'm going to start knocking down the bulk with the one guard all the way open. So with this one guard all the way open, I'm going all the way just below the crown area of my client's head. So again, just knocking down all this bulk with the one guard all the way open. The reason being why I have this one guard all the way open is because this is the last guard and step that I'm going to be doing before I clip over the comb the client's head. With the comb being in my left hand, this isn't technically the clipper over comb technique, but I'm just kind of knocking down that hair, just solidifying that everything below that crown area is 1.5 all evenly around. So as you can see, it's also an important step to scoop out as you knock down this bulk. So again, scoop out as you hit that crown area just below it. You want to scoop out just so when you clip over comb, it makes the step easier. So we start the process of the taper. We are starting in the back, and as you can see, I don't have my trimmer to set in the first guideline. I am using the clipper all the way closed, so this is a 0. I'm setting in that 0 guideline. The reason being is because for the most part, I've always used trimmers to set in that guideline, and it's always been hard to take out that line. I've always had to kind of go back and forth with my trimmer just to remove that line. So this technique, I established it probably about 1 month ago, and it's been helpful. So as you can see, after I set in that 0 guideline, I did implant the half guard. So not the half guard, but the lever all the way open. And I'm going to be using the close to open method to fade out this step. I'm not going to go past that step where you can see that dark line where I set in with the one guard all the way open. So again, right here, just going using the close to open method, using my corners. So pay attention to this next step right here. As you can see, I am going back with the one guard all the way open just to solidify myself that everything is evenly cut. So as you can see, I close the one guard and I'm kind of working my way up. Same thing, close to open method. I'm not going to take out that line completely, but I am going to soften it. So when I come under it with the next guard, with my half guard, it's going to be able to take it away right away. Again, so for that last step, we were just softening that line with the one guard all the way closed and using that close to open method. So right here, throwing on the half guard, starting with it all the way closed, going to be using the close to open method. But I want you to catch this. As I use the close to open method, I'm opening the notch 2 levers up. So for the next step, as I see that fade and that line disperse and go up, I'm going to be opening the notch 2 levers open. So again, working my way up, all the way up, just gonna watch all those dark spots disperse as I am opening and closing the guard. All right, so right here, I am gonna be just detailing this spot. I couldn't take it out all the way, so I'm gonna go back and detail it. It's always important to detail your work. Always, always important. I'm gonna talk about detailing more as we hit the clipper over comb part. But for right now, we're gonna just be working on taking out all the bulk that is at the bottom of my client's taper. Using my trimmer, using my Skeleton FX, I am kind of just scooping up all that all that hair out just to make it bald. Going back to the detailing process, using my corners. All right, so for this next step, gonna be setting in that final base. Gonna be balding out my client with my shaver. going against the grain, with the grain. As I head to the top of that taper peak, I'm not necessarily pushing the shaver all the way down, so I don't want to leave any harsh lines. Right here, I wanted to talk about giving your client longevity. A lot of times barbers take in these lines. As you can see, this black line right here just demonstrates what a lot of barbers are doing right now. I'm not for that. To me, that does not give your client longevity. Yeah, it does pop for a couple of days, but it ends up growing back really fast, and therefore this taper doesn't last pretty long. So as you can see, I'm just going to that natural line of my client's neckline, and again, just balding out as much as I can. Gonna come behind it with the foil shaver. I'm all about giving your client longevity. You lock in your client, you make your clients feel like they got a solid haircut that will last them. You give them what they pay for. So same thing on the other side. Again, going down that natural line, using my corner as I go right behind the ear. So as you can see, as I begin to clear up all the bulk that is behind the ear, this taper fade is starting to pop. Again, this is a long-lasting taper because I did start that process in the beginning by knocking down all the hair down to a 1.5. So right here, just using the foil shaver, trying to bald out as much as possible all the way up to that line. All right, so beginning the right side of my client's taper, I did set it in already with the machine with the lever all the way closed, but I'm coming under it with the trimmer. Using that trimmer, I'm going to be able to bald out the client and then finalize it with the foil shaver. This is gonna leave your client the bald base of the taper. So right here, just setting in that next guideline, I do have the lever all the way closed with the half guard on. So it is the same thing as the lever all the way open. I like using the half guard because I feel like it takes off more hair. And again, using the close to open method right here, working our way up. As soon as we see that line shift up, we open the lever one by one. I usually don't go all the way open when this step is faded out, just because it looks faded to me, so I don't have to necessarily open up all 5 levers. So right here, just setting in, again, solidifying that everything is evenly cut down to a 1 all the way open, and then coming behind it with the half guard. All right, so I do have the half guard. Again, started with the lever all the way open, began to work my way down. As I see that line slowly start to disappear, I am going to be closing that lever. And right here, going to begin the corner lines of my client's taper. So I'm going to carve that C cup with my trimmer. Going over it a couple of times just to make sure that it's all evenly cut. Again, wrapping around the ear with the corner. And same here, as I started the other side, I put that first guideline in with the lever all the way closed, just so I don't have any hard time taking out that bottom line. As you can see, again, gonna begin that balding out process, coming under it with that shaver, making sure it's all evenly cut. And as I use that shaver, I'm not going all the way up to that line where I used and set it in with the trimmer. I'm just kind of fading up as I go to that line. I'm kind of using my trimmer, my shaver lightly. Alright, so for this next step, again, going to be using that close to open method. Pretty much for all my fades, I am going to be using the close to open method. I do plan on dropping another video that doesn't use that method, just to show that it's done and can be done both ways. There is no right or wrong in this industry. That's why I love this industry so much, because there is no right or wrong. Your client is not going to get upset if you use one method. Your client wants a clean fade. He doesn't care how you do it, what you use, if you do clipper over comb. As you can see, we already finished this side of the taper. So again, just going to be detailing, no guard on, lever all the way open, using my corners, tilting my machine. Alright, so for right here, we are going to make clipper over comb our best friend. So as you can see, the technique is very important. As I start clipper over combing, I do start from the top and I work my way down to the middle and then to the bottom of this line. So again, just starting my way up, all the way up, again, beginning in the middle and then finishing in the end. You always want to level your comb out and not directly into the client's head. You want your client to have a square silhouette at all times. Every fade that you should do, it should come out as a square silhouette. You want to leave your client with that look. Alright, so right here, just going to be able to comb that hair down and going to be detailing with the 1.5 guard all the way open. So I'm using my corner method, same thing as if I was detailing any short hair. I'm going to be using that same method with the higher guards, using my corner method, just trying to eye out and disperse any of those dark spots that I see. So as you can see, that fade is starting to come along. Those dark lines and dark spots are starting to become more softer as we, again, clipper over comb. I saw right here it wasn't completely taken out the way I wanted to, so I went back and clippered over comb that front part of my client's head. So again, starting the left side of my client, as you can see, I started from the way top of this bulk, next step in the middle, and then hitting that bottom line. As I'm hitting that bottom line, I am leveling my comb out. Again, I want to leave my client with a square silhouette. That's all I'm thinking right here. You don't want your client to have one side as a square and then a circle on the next side. If you know, you know. So again, just leveling the comb out is very important. All right, so for this next step, just gonna begin the detailing process of my clipper over comb work, using my corner method, kind of scooping out these dark spots as I see them slowly disperse. As I go more up, I am beginning to scoop out, tilting my clipper to the side just so I don't take out as much hair as I anticipated. Again, coming under it with the 1 guard all the way open, and then finalizing everything else with the 2 guard all the way open. So just detailing with these higher guards, it's important to tilt your clipper to the side. All right, so here's the final look of the taper fade. Go ahead and drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe to my channel. If you guys want to see more content, I'm willing to drop as many videos as I can to help you guys. So here's the before and check out the after. I'll see you guys in the next video.